Business as Unusual is a thought-provoking podcast that explores the innovative strategies, disruptive ideas, and unconventional practices driving successful leaders and companies in the ever-evolving world of modern business. Subscribe, comment, and share for weekly inspiration with our host, Aisala.
Hi, it's Aisala back here with Business as Unusual, and today we're talking with Deenah from Words to Live By. Hello, Deenah. Welcome to the show. So glad that you're here. Before we talk about your business, what's the last artist you got lost in?
Oh, that's a good question. There's an artist that I love on Instagram. Her name is, on Instagram, it's Strictly Aquila, and she draws paintings based on her experience as a Black woman, usually of in urban settings with family members, with children, and she talks about these paintings really bring up talking points about beauty and beauty standards in America. So I really like her paintings.
That sounds really interesting. Thank you for sharing. You have kind of an artistic business, Words to Live By. Do you want to introduce that to folks so they know more about it?
Yeah, so I'm a website copywriter. So basically, I write the words that you see on the website. So my job is really to extract the message that your brand and your business has, and to convey, why it matters to other people, how you're different from others in your field, and why people should work with you over other people in your field.
That sounds very useful. Do you find it is easy to get at that message? Do people usually have it when you show up, or do you have to kind of suss it out?
Yeah, it's more of like a process where I definitely talk to the person who's hiring me to try to figure out what exactly they want to convey, because sometimes they don't know, sometimes they do, but they're not sure how to say it that it will, grab attention and interest people. Basically, I just study my client well, and I try to find what other people are doing in the market, what's getting others' attentions, and see how we can play around with that a bit, and to see what's missing in the market, what gaps can be filled by that client's offer.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like I understand copywriting is something that people probably can relate to, but it sounds like it's a little bit more than just writing things. You're also sort of helping to understand and shape what needs to be written in a way that connects to the people that need that service.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of SEO involved, so people can actually find you. So SEO is search engine optimization. So that's basically making it so that people can find you on Google or on Pinterest or on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
So what impact do you hope to have doing this work?
I really just want to make the clients that I'm writing their websites for feel confident in their message and the words that they have already, and help them to share that with other people. And I want to connect those people who are looking for that offer and who need their solution, to find them and to feel like they're being heard and they're being understood.
I mean, I think that especially it's interesting, right? Because like I do business development with folks, and there's like a lot of noise out there. And so it feels like my experience is that people can feel very reassured when they have somebody like you to help them sort of feel a sense of like, okay, at least I'm saying what I want to say about what I do. as opposed to like trying to sort of like scattershot some clickbaity marketing approach, which I sound judgy because I am, and I apologize to anybody who feels like that's a good way to go. I'm not judging you, just the process. But yeah, do you get that? Like people are like, oh gosh, I feel more confident, reassured.
Yeah, definitely. And I like to touch upon what you said about being clickbaity. You definitely don't want to do that. You just want to be honest and truthful because people can see right through it. I've seen it, and I immediately have not worked with people who don't follow up on their promises, and other people will do the same. So um, just trying to find a way to maybe phrase what the problem is, or um, the solution, so that people are interested, just changing it up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but not doing so with the intention of grabbing everyone's intention. Of course, you want to be intentional about how you do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it sounds like a great, it sounds like a really important service. And, that ability to feel that sense of connection to your message, as well as a confidence in how it's being presented. What inspired you to do this or start this company?
So I actually come from the field of social work. I was working in the mental health field with children. And in the middle of the pandemic, I wasn't able to work as many hours with that company. So I figured I would do something on the side. Um, and I really love writing. That was something that I've always kind of toyed with. And it really helped me to express myself. So I wanted to find a way where I could maybe write for other people and get paid for it. I think that's what I Googled, like how to write, like how to make a living writing. And I stumbled upon copywriting. And when I first heard of copywriting, I think I had this picture of like sleazy people who are doing these kind of bro markety tactics, and picturing like Mad Men where people are, just not being
Mm-hmm.
ethical. And I I actually found some copywriters who had a different approach, and I liked the way they were doing it. They're working with small businesses and entrepreneurs, and they're not necessarily in corporate. So it feels more personal, and um, I just really was drawn to that. So I decided I would pivot over into the world of freelance copywriting.
Wow, that's great. Did you did you have to like study some sites on like copywriting as a practice, I guess? Or I mean, obviously you've had some experiences, right? I mean, we have to write, but what is it that helped you to get to a place where this was something you could do for a business?
I took a lot of courses, and just learned from what was out there from other people, and kind of just studying what other people did, looking at emails and saying, their subject lines, like, oh, how did they get me to open this email? Like, what did they do? Looking at other people's sales pages and trying to see like the patterns that I could learn from. And yeah, just talking to other copywriters who've been doing it longer and kind of getting guidance from them as well.
Is there like a group, like a network, or is it more just folks that you ran into that were open to connecting? How does that?
Yeah, I mean, I just pretty much just started following other copywriters on
Mhm.
Instagram, or I would connect with them on LinkedIn, or I would maybe message them on um, Facebook. If I was part of different freelance writing Facebook groups, and I just asked them, can I ask you questions about how you got into copywriting? What you found to be helpful? Um, Facebook groups, actually, especially the ones for like different freelance writers, I found to be helpful. Everyone's giving advice there, and you can ask questions without judgment. So that really helped me. to guide me as to what I should do next.
That's cool. So if you're successful, however you define that, maybe you already are by your standards, what do you think will be different in the world or the places that you work?
I would say success is just making a difference for one person. So I know we have this idea of like we have to help, everyone in that we meet, and I think that's a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
And it's not feasible, and that really deters you from, living your life. But if you just focus on that one person who might need you, it actually does create more of a ripple effect, because who knows, maybe generations from now, like it changes the path of their life. So just finding, like, ways to see, okay, you know what, I helped one person today. Maybe I told them something that I'm talking to other copywriters who are doing the same thing that I was doing. They're, reaching out to me because they want to start out copywriting. And so just helping them with their copywriting journey. Um, and, of course, just website copywriting for my clients as well, and helping them feel confident. Um, that's something that I can do that feels feasible for me. It's just focusing on um, one people or a few people rather than having to help people on a larger scale, which I think I got a little bit disillusioned working in social services, because
Mhm.
it's very, of course, you work one-on-one with the children that I was working with, but there's a lot more complexities to it. There's also dealing with the corporate structures, with the public sectors, and that can be a little bit disheartening when change doesn't happen. So I would say from that, I've learned like to take a step back and to really focus more on one-on-one work instead of trying to change, institutions or um, you government systems.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, systems are designed to protect themselves, so it can be very disheartening to engage from that place. And I mean, yeah, seeing each other and helping each other in community does seem to have more overall positive long-term benefits. So I hear that. Uh, what's the best advice that you have, either received or given or both?
Hmm. Well, one of my favorite quotes would have to be from Maya Angelou, where she says, people will forget what you said to them. People will forget what you, um, I forgot the other part, but basically, people will always remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
That's something I like to live by.
Yeah. I love her. She's such a great writer and such a powerful speaker. I definitely appreciate what she's brought into the world. Do you have any desire to do creative writing like that as well, or do you feel like copywriting is that's your jam?
I definitely want to pursue creative writing. Yeah, I have many book ideas and many ideas for poetry collections that I need to really focus on getting out on paper. They're kind of just in my head right now. But
Nice.
I'm also helping others with publishing their books. So I've been writing some book proposals, I've done some ghostwriting and co-writing as well. So it's something that I'm toying into branching out into more, is helping people publish their books. And, I obviously want to publish my own book too someday.
Hmm. Oh, that'd be great. Like the get that, and I mean, it's writing always helps you write. Like that, it's like anything. The more you do it, the more you're able to do it. It I think. I mean, I feel like that's been my experience, and I've heard that. I'm sure there are people out there that are like, no. But it seems like a positive way to go forward. Um, how do you stay inspired and recharged? I mean, I mean, maybe this is very like energizing work, but I feel like creative endeavors often require that you have like a space to feed yourself, I guess. How does that play out for you?
Okay, so that I would say in many different ways. I tend to look at other forms of art, right? Like paintings, dance, music, and I get inspiration from, movies and books and photography, um, definitely. But also sometimes it's just something that someone says to me in passing, or something that I witness, or something that I see on my drive to the office. I don't know. I think you kind of have to, like what you said, when you write, you just keep writing, and I think that kind of plays into getting inspiration as well. You start to see inspiration everywhere too once you expose yourself to different forms of inspiration.
So, do you find are there any types of like products or services that are harder to write about? Like if somebody came to you with I have a well business or something, do you think that are there any things that you're like, gosh, that would be a challenging project to take on, or is it more it's just writing and it's all kind of the same? Or
I don't know. I haven't really experienced anything. I mean, I'm up for a challenge. It's really copywriting is really 80% research and 20% writing.
oh,
So
really? Okay,
I
so like,
think, yeah, it's with enough research, I think I would be able to write a website for any industry. I've worked with many different industries. I'm not necessarily niched down to industry.
mhm.
Um, yeah, maybe personal brands would be a little bit difficult, um, just because well, I guess it depends if it's like, I don't know if I would write for a blogger. I don't know if there's a need for that, but um, maybe like a public figure.
Mhm.
I could see that being possibly challenging, or maybe just more research driven. Um, but I'm always up for a challenge.
Yeah. Is there anything that you took on and you thought, "Well, I don't know how I'm gonna do this," and then you, like, were able to do it and were very excited about it, or
Definitely with my first website project, because I I pretty much just learned everything from other people, and I never really found I didn't, yet have a way of doing things my own way. So I was kind of just basing things off of other people and what they said. And it took a while to finally find my own groove, but definitely that first project was a little bit difficult, but I made it work.
Mhm. That's awesome. I mean, you were able to sort it out and find that, um, your own path through it, like practice it, I guess, try it once, and then suddenly you just kinda had your own groove. That's great. Let me see. And then I guess like if I mean if is the wrong word. All the folks, the 852 folks or maybe 6 that are listening to the show. And they're like, "Gosh, I need someone to do this for me." How do they find you? What do they send you an email, pop onto your website? What's the best way to get connected to you?
Yeah, you can connect with me on my website and send me an email. My website's www.wordstolivebywriting.com. You can find me on Instagram, which is also Words to Live by Writing. You can find me on LinkedIn, same handle, Words to Live by Writing. Um, and yeah, I would love to help.
Wonderful. Anything else that you wanna let people know or before we say thank you or
Um, yeah, I would say, you know, that it definitely, everything is like a learning process. So don't beat yourself up as far as what you want, what you don't want, what other people want. Um, Kind of just focus more on your why. And then from there, I think things will start to reveal themselves.
Do you have any tips for how to focus on your why? Like,
Just going back, I guess, to why you want to do the work that you want to do. Is there like a certain experience that led to you creating your business? Um, is there a certain memory that you had at a business and you were like, oh, I want to replicate that memory, with my own business? I think it's just a lot of reflective work.
mhm. Thank you. That sounds actually really helpful. And folks, I check out what Deenah has going on, and there'll be links in the show notes. So her website and Instagram handles and such will be there. So if you didn't catch it while she was saying it, you can just click right on it, I hope. Or copy and paste. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for being here, Deenah. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about what you're up to.
Thank you for having me.